Jugs is the one video where he got flawless.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait. Why don't James?
Oh, Jugs is on.
Just add him to the call. I just added him to the group, but I can't call him.
All right, let me add him.
Here, there. Should be on your screen now. So
Yeah, get that garden gnome on here, man.
Where is he? Where is he?
I'm not trying to talk shit, dude, but we gotta get this out of here, man. We gotta handle this shit.
He's like always posting the video of him losing to Marvin Rasta. Like that was.
How's that gonna be like the paramount of your fucking career, dude? Is you getting bodied by Marvin Rasta, dude?
There we go. I think it's calling him.
Why do you use a 3-year-old picture too? You look decrepit as fuck now, cousin.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So what's up, man?
He's not, he ain't in yet. He hasn't picked up.
Pick up
It could be his mic.
Actual picture and shit on Skype and shit.
Jugs, you on?
There we go. He's in. But we can't hear him yet.
Okay, maybe he's gonna.
He's adjusting his mic. That's what it is, because that's usually what the problem is.
He's using a wireless mic, dude.
Oh, he is.
Was that some sort of like bad internet joke? Like using a wireless connection?
If he's on a wireless mic, he has to go into tools. He has to go down to audio, and then he has to select the mic, or the computer is Skype is going to use the standard mic from the computer, which is.
He says his mic doesn't work sometimes because his NAT settings on his router are strict.
Oh, you're in. You're on, Jugs. Yeah, Jugs, you're on.
Oh. Tyler.
All right, the truth. Give me a second.
Tyler.
I gotta mute the stream. Hold on.
Oh God.
Wow, just wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is like more of a Sans Jugs thing. I'll let y'all go ahead and, you know.
You guys, you know what? You guys have your little three-way. You know, we won't interrupt you.
I appreciate it, dog. I do. There's questions that I can't ever get answered. This is one of them.
Go ahead.
Juggernaut.
What's the question?
Dude, how come, like...
Hold on, wait. Did you ever admit to you know, you already know who I'm talking about. We don't need to put their name out there. Did you ever admit to people, dude, that you got a fucking problem, dude, making up excuses, dog?
What do you mean?
Have you ever had to apologize to somebody for fucking making excuses, and, you know, like, certain individuals just let you slide, dude, when you quit after 2 games playing fucking, what's it called, because you get bodied and shit by, you know,
a certain someone.
The dude whose name rhymes with Hairy Arms.
What?
AKA,
what the fuck's name?
You know who I'm talking about.
Rhymes with Hairy Arms.
Yeah, think of the ultimate MK player whose name rhymes with Hairy Arms.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You get beat really bad by him, dude. Really bad.
Okay, but I'm not gonna sit in a game that's laggy or delayed. I mean, I don't know anybody who would. I mean, there's no point.
Yeah, but why are you so serious about it? Like, why can't you just sit down and play some normal ass shit?
I know, dude. You get bodied, you get destroyed, man. Then you get the one win, and then you leave, man. And then you're like, oh well, it's laggy, dude. That's an excuse.
Yeah.
You guys are playing online. Of course, it's gonna be lag. I mean,
yeah, but
it's
dude,
online.
just enjoy it, man. You just got to enjoy it. You can't take it serious.
Enjoy playing in lag.
I mean,
hold on. Wonder Chef, step out of this three-way. Let them talk.
Yeah, you stinky ass.
I mean, I don't really understand the issue. I mean, playing in lag. Why do you enjoy playing in lag? Like,
listen, hold on for a minute. Just because, you know, I'm banned from Test Your Might, dude, so I have like a backlog of questions that I've always wondered. Like, one of them is like how, you know, like, I mean, dude, when you go on Test Your Might, dog, you write paragraphs of like all this crazy like theory shit and all this other wild shit, and then like you just go on and just make excuses when you get bodied by fucking Hairy Arms, you know?
Dude, and
I don't understand it. And like the same shit with my cousin, dude. Like, dude, you know my cousin has your number in Ultimate. Like, you know Yins could get on right now and dude would body you.
Okay.
You know what? And then you're like, oh well, he's laggy, dude. You either got to roll with the fucking I'm gonna make excuses, or don't
fuck with
exemplify
people.
not making excuses, and then just make a bunch of fucking excuses, dog. Fair enough or no?
The only excuse I've ever made is that it's laggy, and I'm not saying I'm losing because it's laggy. I quit because I don't want to play in lag. Like, I don't understand why you guys don't understand that playing in delay is not enjoyable at all. Even if I win 100 games to nothing, that is not fun if I'm playing in lag.
Let me ask you a question, and this is being fair. You've been in this community longer than most of these motherfuckers in the right-hand side of the screen. You've been fucking out Ultimate MK since, like, what, 06?
Yeah.
Always been, dude, with you, dude, like a problem with somebody and like just, you know, like the glitch jabs at first, and you're like, oh, well, you know what? I embrace the glitch jabs. Like, dude, it's like then before it was like, oh, well, Sans Power's garbage, and then he flawless babies you and shit. Like, dude, why can't you just be straight with people, man? You got like a badass attitude, man.
Another thing too is, dude, I mean, you are probably notorious for being a snitch. Am I wrong?
You do snitch a lot, dude. Dry snitch too. You know what I mean?
How do I snitch?
Why are you over there dropping a dime to all these fucking guys and shit, dude? Fucking on the admin section and shit, posting up shit talking about that I was gonna fucking threaten to choke you and shit. Yeah,
Did you not send me that message?
In front of all these people, I threatened to choke you. I probably still would do it, dog. You know, I'm just saying.
And everybody was saying, oh, Base has changed, you know, he's changed for the better, he just wants back in the community, and you're sitting me rage mail after you lose that you're gonna choke me out if you ever see me at a tournament. You'll never change, bro.
Oh, Base, how are you gonna retort?
I mean, how am I gonna
Instigating.
You've been trying to be the top UMK3 player through like fucking 10 different
Dude,
games.
I don't even really care about that game anymore. I just play it online because it's fun sometimes, but if there's lag, I'm not going to play. I mean, I'm not going to sit through playing a game that's not even relevant anymore just for no reason.
But you post a video, you and Marvin Rasta, over and over and over again. Like, you're trying to be relevant, dog. You're older in the fucking MK community than the dude JamessMK, and you're younger than him, dog.
Oh, I'm not. JamessMK's been in the community for a long time.
Dude, no, dude, you've been playing like in the community. Like, JamessMK's been playing MK for a fucking hot minute, dude. But you've been like all up in like the actual like Test Your Might, Ultimate MK, whatever other
on the forums, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You've been there way longer, dude. I'm saying me and you got history, cause it's gone way back, dude. Like,
okay, what's your point?
Can we
if you're
Can I jump in for a second or something?
Go ahead.
It's going towards something. Someone, I don't know which one of you said it because I can't discern between the voices per se. But someone says that the Ultimate MK is actually not relevant. I just wanted to point out that that is not necessarily true, because a game is irrelevant when no one plays the game. And if you look at Evolution is having something called Tournament of Legends. I don't know if anyone knows anything about that. It's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the Grandmaster version. That game is almost 2 decades old, but they're having something called the Tournament of Legends. 32 of the world's greatest Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo players are all going to compete at Evolution to find out who's the greatest legend. If the Mortal Kombat community could put a lot of their garbage underneath the water, there could be an Ultimate Mortal Kombat Legend tournament.
That would be awesome.
Hey, I think someone's mic's like causing some static or something.
Yeah, it's Tim Static's mic. It's causing static.
It's Natus. You're in a windstorm right now.
I'm just saying, dogs. I'm just like, the thing is, it blows my mind, dude. You have to admit, dude, you go on there and give people more advice about fucking not quitting and being a poor sport.
Hold on.
Like, you yourself.
Hold on.
No?
Just let me speak of the relevancy of UMK3. Since this is an on blast show, I'm gonna put someone on blast.
Go ahead.
If Li Joe is winning UMK3 tournaments, the game's not relevant.
Wow, dude, and you know what?
On blast.
Normally I don't fucking agree.
Damn.
And I agree with them, but that's just because you got Shocks, you got Shock playing over there, you got AC 1984 playing over there. Those aren't quality, those aren't high-level quality players. I'm sorry, man. They're not high-level.
Hold on. Yo, James, you got something to say to defend Joby? That's your man, said them.
No, he's a Street Fighter player to do L.I. Joe is good as hell. I mean,
L.I. Joe was playing MK3 before all of you.
Exactly.
And he's admitted that he doesn't practice the game and that he shouldn't be winning, but he does win.
Yeah, but that's like look at somebody like PL, look at somebody like Junior. Some people can just hop on a game and not play it for a while and still be able to. I mean, look, it took PL 2 weeks to get back in shape with MK.
Right.
I don't think that's a fair statement. I'm sure that they worked really hard to do what they've done. I mean, you can't just be like, oh, they're just naturally good, so they automatically get good. I mean, that's taking away credit.
Is that Stinky talking? Or?
Yes, sir. Stinkiest.
Hey, can we switch subjects? Can we talk about we didn't get to talk about Zach and Static.
Talk about cantaloupes.
Let me ask you. Empire Arcadia.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man? Let me ask you a question, okay? And this because you're an OG. I'm 35 years old, dog. You know what I'm saying? I feel I'm sort of an OG.
I'll be right there with you in 24 hours. My birthday is Thursday.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Shout out to Triforce birthday. I'm gonna buy you a lefty power glove.
Unbelievable. Let me ask you a question, Triforce.
Yeah, what's going on?
Since you seem to, honestly, I kind of like your opinion. I like to listen to when you talk. You say some pretty on point shit. How do you what do you feel it is like when a community is run by members or older gentlemen who are 35, 40 years old who don't play the game or really participate in any kind of aspect of really promoting the game, and they kind of take more of an authoritative role over the community rather than a proactive role in actually expanding it. What would your opinion be on such a fucking
real quick, how come people consider Shock the Godfather? But I want to know why he's the Godfather.
I'll tell you. The reason he got labeled the Godfather is because between MK3 and 4, when MK was just about DOA, he by doing his smaller tournaments with what's his name, the Phil and the other guy, Dark Rob, they were doing their little tournaments, Long Island Joe. They were all having a little thing. They kind of kept it alive. Or should I say resurged it a little bit.
Yeah, but they only kept it alive in small parts of the East Coast. It wasn't like they, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh man, UMK3 is...
Yeah, but it's MK has typically been an East Coast dominant game. So, I mean, in the West Coast, and Wonder Chef, you can chime in on this. There was barely a scene. Everybody was playing KI and Street Fighter. MK was always looked down on.
So Empire, what do you think, dude? Do you think that the leaders of the community should be people who actually are involved in actively involved in the game, or do you feel it should just be people that have very possibly control issues and are just behind a keyboard controlling the people who actually play the game?
Just saying, that's a rigged question.
It's a very serious question.
Regardless if it's a rigged question or not, it is a very good question, and I will answer it as such.
Thank you.
Because I'll use myself as an example. I kept telling people I had this big announcement that I had to make, and I'll make the announcement slightly earlier, since it's coming up. I'm retiring from any form of competitive gaming on my birthday.
That's because I'm back.
I was supposed to retire a while ago, and I'm going to show you the relevance of that answer. Ever since I created this organization, Empire Arcadia used to be a community dating all the way back to 1984. But ever since I founded the company, or actually the word is established because I founded a community in '84, but I established the company in 2002. It is very difficult to administrate, because that's the proper word, and lead, guide, direct. Choose any one of those words while you have a hands-on approach to anything. It's actually not good. The reason why, it's a conflict of interest. You'll always start to focus on yourself a little bit more versus the agenda that helps everyone as a whole. So I felt that in order for EMP to grow, I need to step away from it. So it doesn't matter whether I'm competing in Street Fighter tournaments, the little Street Fighter tournaments that I have competed, or setting world records. I need to stop that, period. And I need to get behind the desk and administrate and direct from behind the desk and let the younger generation step forth. Now, in relation to your question and the answer to it, I think the elders in the MK community should do the very same thing. They should not be involved directly with the players. They should be administrating, running the forums. People make their opinions. Keep your goddamn mouth shut. It's not their place to jump in. Let the player. Their job is to make sure that they keep the conversation civil, that it doesn't get involved in any nonsense. Their job is to go and look for sponsors to help promote the site, to expand the community both virtually and physically, and overall just expand the scene. All the little
Can I ask you a question real quick? I don't mean to interrupt you and shit. What makes you think that some of these people who are not even, again, James, I know you're going to hate me for saying this. What makes you think that some of these people who aren't able to actually even hold down a fucking 9 to 5 have the capability to go out and appropriately speak with a fucking sponsor? What, you're telling me somebody who is washing clothes at a laundromat has, and hasn't barely graduated college and fucking, smokes butt all day and just chills and shit? You think these people have what it takes to approach someone on a corporate level? If that was the case already, then MLG beat them to the fucking punch. Now MLG's making all the fucking cheddar off these fucking kids. If they were able to do that, they'd have done that shit years fucking ago. I mean,
you can't argue with logic, because that's exactly what MLG did. MLG, Sundance, Sepso, and Pocket, and the rest of these guys, they positioned themselves from an administrative standpoint and said, listen, our job is to focus on the administrative functions of this league. And what they did, they hired people who were in the scene competing and said, your job is to manage the players and get them to follow suit in what we did, so forth. Now, I don't know what's going on with Tim Static or any of these other guys that you guys are talking about from Testament. I don't know. I'm just answering your question based off of what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't want no one sitting here saying, oh, I'm shitting on any of those guys, because I don't, to be very honest with you, I don't know what they've done.
I'm just saying, how long do you give somebody to make something out of something before you call it, or MLG steps in, who has a fucking corporate structure, who just grabs up young dudes like Rio and CD Jr. and all these other dudes?
I'm gonna give you the timeline. You're gonna like, what? That's crazy. It takes 5 to 10 years for any entity to mature and turn over into an actual structured business. It took Microsoft 10 years before they became Microsoft. They were failing companies. MLG's been a failing company since its inception. MLG is now expanded. They started in 2003, 2004. It's 2012. They're now truly expanded. They had a couple of good bleeps on the radar when they was doing things with ESPN, but really now it's just starting. So it takes 5 to 10 years. So when you look at Mortal Kombat, in all fairness to who are these guys you're talking about, they still need more time. Look at SRK, man. SRK started since Alpha.net 1994. It's now 2012, and Evo's just now getting on G4 TV. That's more than 10 years. Shit.
Yeah, well, I don't know too many businesses that fucking start as startups, dude, that fucking after 5 years are completely failing, that they're willing to throw it in for another 5 years. You know, I own a business, and I can assure you that fucking 5 years into the fucking business, dude, if the shit was a failure, I would start thinking about maybe I'm not qualified to do this. I'm just saying, dude, like. You know,
there's a lot of irrelevant.
There's a lot of like one thing that these dudes don't understand is like the MLG. Well, you think these dudes are just being nice to give off that money? They're bringing them fucking players into that goddamn tournament, the 9 players or 8 players, and dude, they're pimping them the fuck out, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like they're making a shit ton of money. Yeah, it's costing them $3,000 in prize money to bring the kids there, and how much are they making back off of that?
Wait. You just brought up something. You know, nothing. This is not against CD Jr. I'm just bringing up what I saw. CD Jr. was at MLG Anaheim, sitting at a desk with the United States Armed Forces, promoting push-ups and stuff like that with the Armed Forces. I guess the Armed Forces is a special interest investor. I don't know what they were doing there.
They're trying to scoop kids up, dude. Come on, man.
Yo, they had kids coming there doing push-up, and they were getting prizes and stuff like that. And they it's funny. The Armed Forces, they're such scumbags. These guys be trying to recruit gamers to be good to join the Armed Forces for this country. That's kind of low. That is kind of real low. Like, they're just kids playing video games. Like, can't you just go in the street and pick one of these friggin' ghetto hood rats off the street and shape them up into a soldier? At least they can bust guns for the country rather than bust guns against the country.
Cantaloupes everywhere.
I know. How do you have so many cantaloupes? You buy with the soap?
Cantaloupes are good for you, man. That tastes great with vodka too.
I was just curious your opinion on that shit, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just seen like a lot of these dudes like floundering around, like, and they're that run this community and shit. I honestly feel that's why like my game UMK3 hasn't got a fair shake, because I feel the people who were promoting it failed, dude. You know what I'm saying? Jugs, can I ask your opinion or what, dog?
What?
Do you feel UMK was properly promoted after 2010 or no? When there was a glimmer of hope, when everybody was going, fucking crazy Dominican, Marv, yourself, everybody started to go, and then the ball was dropped.
They had that chance, dude. NEC was there were so many players at NEC. What was it, like 34 or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, after that tournament, a couple months after that, MK9 came out, so MK9
I know, but they
kind of took over.
Yeah, I know, but they just dropped the ball with MK3. It was just like, and then with the whole like, oh well, MK3 is cheap, it's broken, so they tried promoting MK2 for like 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's they don't have the right people promoting.
Let me be straight right here. No offense to your game, but it's 20 years old. You can only support it so much.
Say that to Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
I understand, but Street Fighter 2 Turbo is an entirely different...
No, it's not. It's called the game. They're both games.
Listen for a second.
We're talking about
Turbo.
It has had a fair shake, though. We're not talking about... I'm just saying...
It has a fair shake for what it is. I mean, okay, first of all, what percentage of... Okay, what is the player ratio between how many players played UMK3 and how many players played Street Fighter 2? The other thing is there has been multiple re-releases of like different types of Street Fighter 2 since, and UMK3 has never been updated. It just got re-released.
I would have to disagree with you, and I'm gonna tell you why I'll have to disagree with you. This is based off my experience. The game, no matter how old the game is, a game is what you make it. They're having the second annual Kong Off competition at the One Up Barcade in Denver, Colorado in November, where 20 of the world's greatest Donkey Kong players are coming together to stream on G4 website who's the next Donkey Kong champion. Donkey Kong is older than both Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter combined. It is what you make it.
Played Donkey Kong compared to how many people played UMK3 competitively?
You got to remember something. The competitive scene didn't exist as it does now back then. Okay, the Capcom put more support into their games to make the scene possible. But to sit there and say, I mean, you know, if you go to a tournament now, 12 people show up to UMK3. ECT4, I think we had like 20 people or something. Well, KOF had what, like 12 people at MLG? And that's a new game. So the following is still there. And like I said, I was never a big fan of UMK. I actually started to like it now that I find MK9 to be more garbagey. I find UMK3 to be a better game.
The point I'm trying to make here is it has nothing to do with relevance. It is what you make it. If the scene wants to support it and as players, it is what you make it. Street Fighter, this is the 25th anniversary for Street Fighter, and the reason why there's a tournament of legends because it's a part of the Capcom Street Fighter promotion for the 25th anniversary of the game. And they know the game doesn't have a following, so that's why the game is capped off at 32 people at EVO. Which you just said there was 20-something people at East Coast Throwdown for Ultimate Mortal Kombat. I'm sure if you made a major call, the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 Tournament of Legends or the Elder Gods Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 Tournament, you picked 32 of the best Mortal Kombat players, blah, 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 and you did the very same thing they did for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You get the same results you do.
Well, Triforce, you sound like you know a lot about the shit, dude. Why don't you fucking set that shit up?
Whoa, I can tell you why. Because I am. Here's the thing. This is a big misconception about people. I am not a fighting game enthusiast. Now that does not mean I dislike fighting games. I am not really that cool about fighting games, but I can respect and I can appreciate high-level competitive fighting games. And because in Empire Arcadia we have so many different fighting game players, I support it through them. But me, I'm a Nintendo guy. I'm into breaking blocks in Mario and spinning blocks in Tetris. That's what I do. So I wouldn't do that. And then number two, you wouldn't really know, but I don't get that much support from the fighting game community. I get bashed on. I'm like, well, not like in the Mortal Kombat community, you guys don't do it to me and so forth for like the other community. But in the Capcom community, I have been lynched. I've been crucified. I've been mugged. I've been all types of. When my mother died, one guy came in my stream and said, "Why do you need money to bury your mother? You should just put her on a boat and sail her in the ocean because that's where she came from anyway." That's how bad. Like I am not liked in the fighting game community from the Capcom side. So I try not to get involved. I lend my advice and experience because I've been in the scene for quite some time, and I leave it at that. I do not go to pretend that I'm some elder god that's been around since Jesus Christ was walking on the earth and everyone needs to take my word as holy. No, that's not my place. My place is behind the desk in EMP. That's what I do.
Real quick, Maxter, you should set some shit up with Crazy Dominican Senior with me and Bass. I've never played that dude. I always wanted to play.
He's got some skills, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I want to play him because I heard he used to play on because Maxter just brought it up. He was playing on the N64 pad. That's my controller too. That's what I use.
Well, listen, guys. In fact, Jugs, I mean, you know, like I said, you see now, was this show that harmful?
I don't know.
Does it sound?
It wasn't the show that was a problem.
Yeah, but you know what?
Where's the problem?
And it wasn't even having Bass or Sans on that was a problem. And yes,
Sans.
Then what was the problem?
It was the problem is that you asked us a question and you didn't even care about the response.
No. See, no. Wait. Now you got to correct yourself, okay? Because I will bring it out.
Call them a baby.
I will bring this out because, like I said, the Illuminati, Felice and Claude originally wanted to have them on their show. The Illuminati told them no. They didn't tell me no. Because you know what? They ain't nobody.
You didn't tell them no.
No, you told them no.
They couldn't have them
no,
on
you
there.
said, well, boycott the show.
No, we just said we wouldn't promote it.
All right, well, boycott the show. You might as well have just said that.
Why are you hating, Jugs?
Right.
Dude, if you're not going to promote it, that's hating.
You know, I've been a part of this community 20 years, since day one of MK1. All right, whether I disappeared or I come back, I've always supported Test Your Might. I've never broke anybody's balls. It wasn't about, why is it about the guests that start such controversy. They've even come on this show and said, look, I did this. Now, some people are going to turn around and go, well, they didn't do it. I mean, they're not going to get down on their hands and knees and beg for forgiveness, just like you guys aren't going to. And I'm not asking everybody to fucking hug and do this kumbaya shit, but, you know, there is senses of civility that I've seen. I guess I saw maybe a week ago, I think Bass played Storm in MK3. And I even heard him say, like, a prop to Storm. I've seen him play
I was
you.
just trolling, dude, walking the front.
Oh, you fucking dick.
My fault, dude.
You know, but, I mean, you talk, you know, fucking trolling. Yeah, I thought that was a breakthrough, but apparently I'm wrong. You know, nobody's going to unban them, and they're not even sitting here going, please unban us. But the fact that this mentality of we're just going to ignore people, they'll just go away. It doesn't work that way. They've been here since 2006. You've ignored them. They're still here. You know, and it's like, you don't have to unban them, but you know what? It shouldn't have to feel like if Bass comes to a tournament that he's got to feel like he's going to be the black sheep. So what? Yeah, he said fucked up stuff. Do you know how many times I've gotten threats from people online or call me a puckered up old hack that shouldn't even be playing video games? I think Triforce said that to me once.
No, I didn't.
But you know, it's to the point now where just everybody's just got to let it go. You know, but this mentality.
Can I ask one question real quick? My bad, dude, for interrupting.
Go ahead.
Jugs, what? Why should all these other dudes that are straight with us? Why should you be promoting hate against us? Do I promote hate against you?
Do I promote hate against you?
Dude, how about going, like, you didn't have to go in there like a little tattletale and fucking send that shit that I fucking sent to you. That's between me and you, dog. Every time I play, do I run out, fucking put it on YouTube? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
The point was, they were like, Bass has changed. Let him back into the forums. And I showed him the message you sent me 2 days ago, talking shit and threatening me. Like, I don't care that you threatened me. Like, I knew
Were you scared?
Wow, I just thought about something. This is
that wasn't even relevant. The point is that you haven't changed, and that's what I was showing. I wasn't saying,
Wow.
oh, don't let him back on forums.
Hey guys, you ever notice something? I want to put a comparison. So, at first I need a question. How many Mortal Kombat sites, relevant Mortal Kombat sites, are there right now?
2.
1.
Okay, what are the 2? Just so I don't insult the other one. What are the 2?
MKU and Test Your Might.
Okay, MKU and Test Your Might. So there's what about that MK Online? That
was back in my day shit. They're pretty much dwindling down to casual stuff.
And what about Combat Network?
Combat Network is the umbrella for Test Your Might.
Okay, the umbrella for Test Your Might. Okay, cool. So if you look at Shoryuken.com, how many other Capcom sites are there other than Shoryuken.com?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know any.
I can't think of any.
There aren't, right? Now watch this. You ever notice that you have tons of articles on their sites? Every day they probably push out like 10 to 15 articles a day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've popped on there, and I honestly don't go on there much, but it's always a plethora of shit on there.
And someone said Event Hubs, but Event Hubs is not now. Event Hubs is just a copy of SRK. In fact, they always get their news from SRK for the most part. I'm not going to say they get all of their news, but Event Hubs is literally what it is. It's a hub for all of the fighting games, everything. Soul Calibur, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, King of Fighters, you name it. The point of me asking these questions is this: if you guys were to just find the most powerful site and then merge all of the other content into that site, you'd have
That's what we did with Test Your Might.
It's not going to happen. Storms is always trying to decorate shit. You know what I mean?
Well, no, let me be straight here.
Yes, be straight.
I mean,
keep it real right now.
I am keeping it 100% real. MKU has nothing that Test Your Might does not. So there's no reason
Who's
to
the exhibit, dude?
It's stinky.
Who's that?
That's Wonder Chef.
Oh, what that dude that didn't shower? He was saying shower?
Yeah.
Alright.
But anyway, that's what TYN did with Classic MK and Ultimate MK.
But this doesn't make any sense.
We combined.
The obvious thing to do is just, it doesn't matter what test the other site you guys say doesn't have that tester might have. Why don't you just incorporate then the people from the other side?
People that run these sites have a vested interest in something other than just providing a site, whether it be friendship or control over people. I mean, I don't understand how that can't be seen. That's why there's 50 different sites.
Wasn't there a falling out though? Wasn't because from what I remember, Storms was trying to decorate Mortal Kombat United. He wanted to become like a admin or whatever, and decorate the site, and the dude wouldn't let him have it. The admin.
Look, listen.
He's a decorator.
I personally tried to do this a long time ago when TYM was MKE. I tried to get MKU, like, the admins, DarkTrax, they know about it. I sent them all a PM trying to get both sides to get into a Skype conversation to talk about it so that we could start working together. But both sides just said, we'll just get along. We don't need to sit down and talk like adults. We don't need to do that. We'll just, we won't talk shit about you, and you guys don't talk shit about us.
Yeah.
That's a lie. No one.
Yeah, but no. He's right. You know what? He's right. Because how long ago was that?
That was 2 years ago, I think.
But then James, listen, watch this. How long ago was that? 2 years
smells
ago.
for at least.
That was 2 years ago. But guess what? Did they keep to their word? Did both sides not talk trash about each other? No, they talk trash.
Triforce. I can explain to you why. Because obviously you say it makes sense, right? Like there should be one general site. Well, here's what happened. Originally, a lot of the staff from MKU decided they wanted the site to be more of a tournament site, and about competitive gaming, and to get regional matchmaking forums and a tournament forum. But the staff at MKU, the owner, did not allow them to make that, so they made their own site. And then what happened is the people from MKU they ended up making those eventually. But they're really stubborn, so they would never.
That's so stupid because if you look at SRK, their site has comprehensive content. They have everything. They don't limit themselves by being linear and say, "Oh, we're just going to have we want to make this a tournament-based site." They go, "Okay, on our site, there's a section for just tournament information, and on our very same site."
They wanted to have. Of course, they still can, do casual stuff and fun stuff like there was the new statues coming out. But the point is that they wanted it to also be for tournament players, and that's why they created Tester Might.
No, the fact of the matter is these dudes don't know how to get along with each other. There can't be spirited debate on any of these websites without people getting kicked the fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm trying to grasp something here because it's not making any sense. All right. In order for the site to grow, it cannot be linear. You cannot make the site any one particular thing. Like, okay, we want the site only for tournament players. First of all, tournament players are only.
That's not what I said. I said that they were.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not
saying
that's what you're saying. I'm just saying that's what it cannot be. It cannot be just for tournament players, and it can't be for casual gamers either. It has to be for both.
That's the point.
What I'm trying to say.
That's why Tester Might broke off from MKU, and then. The thing is, MKU, honestly, the staff remained stubborn. So there was no way that you could possibly combine them. That's the problem.
I don't see why it doesn't make sense having two sites. You might as well just tell MK.
Someone, and they have lots of pride.
Someone should just give up the work on one side and just go to the other side and contribute work there.
I say Tester Might shuts down.
Why?
I agree.
No, wait, why?
The site's garbage.
It makes every computer I've ever gone on lock up. Why?
All right, time out. Okay, I'm going to open up Google Chrome. What's the two websites? I'm going to judge for myself.
Here, I'll link them to you.
Triforce. Let me tell you this. MKU has 3,500 members.
Okay.
Tester Might has 10,000.
All right, then that's not a question. That answers the question. Go to the 10,000.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. There's no opinion you can make after that point.
No.
the numbers speak. You just go to the 10,000. So nothing against Ultimate guys and MKU. Nothing personal.
Breathing really heavy into their mic.
Yeah, someone's breathing in the mic hard.
Oh, it was James.
Nothing personal, but you got to look at it from a number standpoint. Let's say this was an executive board meeting that we were having here, and you had investors in here, and the investors say we want to invest money into the MK community, and they say, do you guys have a website? If MKU said yes, we have a site, but then Test Your Might has a site as well, they're going to say, well, why don't you guys combine? Well, they need to shut down your site. They're going to ask the question, how much people you have on your site? 3,000. How much people you have on 10,000? They're going to look at the MKU and be like, no, shut down your site.
That's not always how it works, though. Okay, listen, the first issue, the first and really main issue is that Test Your Might, or I mean, I assume, would not want the MKU staff to still be staff. So if they were to combine sites,
assuming that?
No, well, I'm almost 100% sure.
Why not though? Why not?
Because the whole reason why they made their
don't get it confused. He's not saying that they won't make you staff. He's saying that you're assuming they won't.
Jugs, you're part of the administrative staff. What's your opinion there?
Yeah, Chef's right. We wouldn't trust them because of how they've acted in the past.
That you're not being diplomatic here. That's very difficult for now for MKU to want to. You just told them right there. If you're right here on the show right now, we're trying to bridge something together. You just told them you wouldn't trust them. Like
to be a part of the staff, yeah.
Why should they trust you? Wait, no. But then why, if you're not going to give them trust, why should they trust you then?
Dude, why would TYM?
We don't need them to trust us.
You don't need to. TYM
we don't need them at all.
Superior. Actually. TYM there are like 7 people who are in MKU that are not on TYM. There's nothing that they gain by merging.
Okay, I'll tell you why I completely disagree, and I'm explaining to you in details. First of all, I'm going to keep this 100,000,000%. Both of you guys think you're doing this for your benefit. You're servicing the community. This is not for your sake. Fuck both of you guys. This is for the community. You need to work together. So this shit about trusting is irrelevant. Your trust, whether you guys like each other, respect each other, trust each other, no one gives a shit, to be very honest.
What are they going to do anyhow? It's not like you're giving them keys
they
to your crib.
They can provide content that you are not covering to add more content to the site.
They cannot. They have zero content that is not on T1.
That's zero. Come on, that is. From an outsider, I don't even know what's going on. But from an outsider, I think that's really ridiculous for you to say.
Go look on MKU right now and find me content that is not on Test Your Might.
It's not the point. Listen. It's not the point. It's not the point. And this is the part why this community is a bunch of emo pussies. Okay? Because of the simple fucking fact that you got 3,000, so you got 13,000 MK members, but nobody wants to fucking suck it up and say, hey, look, let's just fucking unite.
Exactly!
Call it, test your tech, call it.
I tried that.
But you're sitting here saying, no. You know, I keep calling these guys the Illuminati, but let's be realistic. The shit that they've been saying to me, I might go base and start telling people I'll choke them out, because you don't turn around to me and tell me it's a one-way street. That's somebody that don't give a shit about the community. So don't lie and tell people that Test Your Might cares about the community, and then turn around and tell people it's a one-way street.
Wow.
Because all I'm saying is this.
Jugs.
All I'm saying is this.
Jugs. Go ahead and respond to JamessMK. Jugs. My fault, Empire. I don't mean to cut you off. Jugs, what do you think about what James just said, dog?
I've never said that I wouldn't be opposed, or that I would be opposed to MKU merging with TYM, but they don't have to be moderators.
What does the moderator position do? Let me ask you that. Like,
why does it's not even that big of a deal. Guys, I wanted to jump in for a second. Okay, now this is to TYM. Because let's look at this like an arbitration situation. TYM, with all due respect, you have to keep into consideration in a partnership or two entities merging. If MKU is going to give up their entire site, you have to be able to compensate them some way. If they can't be contributors to your site and you're not going to make them moderators, then what are you giving them?
I agree, but okay, here's the crux, okay? We don't need them. They need us.
No,
that's
wow.
All of their members on their site are on TYM, so we would gain nothing.
Why don't you need them?
Hold on a second. Let me. I'll address this to Triforce. Triforce, say there are two people who both work in the same business, and one person has an employee who thinks that he can run that business better, and so he goes off and creates his own business. Now, all illegal things aside. Now, say that they're both. Now they both have their own businesses, right? And the person who branched off from the original guy is doing magnificently better. Now, say there was a moral imperative, such as, like you say, to help the community, for the companies to merge. Why would for some reason the more successful guy who has run his business better, why would he say, oh, well, we get 10 times your business, but we want you to join our site and we want to give you power, even though we've already proven, our business. Join our business, and now you can make decisions, even though we've proven that our decisions are better.
Okay, hey, Cheese,
Wait. Let me. Hold on.
Ask me a question. Let me answer that. First, James, pull the mic down to your mouth, because when you're breathing, it's making the noise. Now, let's answer that question. I'm going to put you in a real-time situation right now with the very same dilemma. Sure, you can, SRK, Capcom, whatever you want to call them, the FGC, has the numbers. Business-wise, they float. MLG has the sponsors, the network, the setup, the money. Now, for the betterment of the scene, if both of them came back, we'd have a glorious time. So the answer to the question is for the better of the community. If Test Your Might is really for the community, you would merge with MKU and give them a position. Not because, oh, we don't need them. Who gives a fuck about what you think? It's about the community. So that answers your question.
Hey,
why should you do it for the community? That's the answer. Unless you're a business, unless you're an actual C Corp, LLC, or S Corp, and you're making money and you're employing people, and this is a business to you. If you're running a business, then I stand corrected. But if you're doing this for the community, then the answer is very simple. You should merge with them for the betterment of the community. So give me the answer. What is Test Your Might? Is it a business? Or it is a community form?
Well, how much? Wait, you got to figure it this much. How much money has Test Your Might brought in this year?
No idea.
Obviously, we don't know, because that's not information that we are.
Has it brought in any money?
I'm just, obviously,
we don't know.
Ads.
They are not allowed to. They don't have to give that type of classified information for whatever entity they're running.
Obviously.
So the question is, are you a business or are you a community?
Your question, first of all, is rigged, because that's going by the assumption that combining the sites is better for the community. Dude, combining the sites is not better for the community.
Explain.
One site has already proven that it makes
mistakes. No. You know what? Everybody shut the fuck up. Everybody shut the fuck up, because it's my show. No, wait, no.
I understand it's your show.
No, Wonder Chef, no, it's my show. There ain't nothing to say. It's a fucking community, and we're not going to turn around and say, well, they beat them. You're going to rub it in your face that it's not a community. Then you know what? The next time I see a motherfucker on a site that I don't like, I'm just going to blast him in the fucking face and say, well, I don't like you because I'm stronger than you.
But let him explain, though. Give due diligence. We understand it's your show, with all due respect, but give due diligence. Please explain why.
Go ahead.
Okay, wait. What am I explaining exactly?
You're explaining.
What is Test Your Might? Is it a business or is it a community?
Frankly, it's both.
All right.
I would have to say.
So there is a vested interest by the administrators not to be completely for the community, that they may have a tainted reaction.
I don't say that. Don't drug up the don't dress up the situation.
Well, I mean,
obviously
there's
have
a
an
vested
agenda.
interest in it, and there's money involved in it. Is it a business, or is it a non-biased community?
Dude, if there's money interested, it's not enough for it to matter.
Okay, Triforce, I'm sure can tell you this, but to run things for a community, to support a community,
You need
money is necessary. Money is necessary.
Okay.
So it's
John,
not.
you get a paycheck?
So your community, your community.
Here, ask Jugs if he gets a
Okay,
paycheck.
listen. I cannot speak for Testermite. I am not able to speak for Testermite. But the one thing that I can say, okay, I'm not qualified to do that. The one thing that I can say is that there needs to be leadership in a community, and the idea that everybody who wants to be a leader in the community should be a leader in the community, I think that is a flawed line of logic, because that allows people who are unfit to be leaders.
Well, do you
So
feel
you
that
get-
if
that's
somebody's
true,
a leader, they should just be fucking assumed a leader, or do you feel that the members of the
I think-
community should vote for who the leader of the
There's
community
There's
is?
no voting. Listen, what makes a leader is, to be a leader, you have to take initiative, which is what the Testermite staff did. They took initiative, they created their own site, and their site was successful. So by the fact that their site was successful and they get a lot of players, that shows that they are the leaders. They have been chosen. If somebody else thinks that they can do better and that they should be the leader of the community, then they need to take the initiative. They need to make their own site, and they need to prove that their site,
Alright.
can do well. That is
Alright.
what makes a leader. That is the choice. I mean,
With-
All right,
people
so I'm
thought
gonna make. All
leaders-
right, everybody, I'm gonna make my announcement. Fighter's Edge is gonna make a comeback, and I'm gonna give free cupcakes to everybody that quits MKU and fucking Test Your Might and comes to Fighter's Edge. I mean, there is nothing that you're saying that's good, in my opinion, that's making any sense. Whether one site is better than the other, the community as a whole is falling apart slowly and gradually, and it's going to fall apart, and it's going to remain fractured. Why one can't turn around to the other one and just say, "Hey, look, you got 3,000 people." It's called a simple takeover. When a company takes over another company, they don't walk in the door and fire everybody.
Actually, James, that's not true. Some of them do. But
Not everybody, but they take the CEOs. They take the CEOs and fire the bigwigs.
Yeah. Now, but Felice, so let me ask you this. Let's look at this from a diligent standpoint. Can
I say something real quick?
What happens if MLG takes y'all over? Think about that for a minute, dog.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. MLG runs
Outright.
Listen, the bottom line is we've tried this. We've tried to merge in the past. It didn't work. The leaders of each site, the site owners, Storms and Jerchap, they will never, ever come to a point where one of them will go to the other site and merge.
I think you're speaking out of turn. That's not fair to say, because unless they say it,
They
can never
said
say
it.
never.
I've been a part of the conversations where it's been said.
Time changes things.
Okay. Well, if you can get Jerchap to admit to that, then there's some progress. But
James, what you should do in your next show is have the two owners of the site.
I'm already putting out right now. I already texted out. I want MKU on this show next week.
And just have the two have a fair deliberation. All I'm saying is this. This is all I'm saying. Clearly, Test Your Might would be the site to go to.
Yes, I agree.
Now,
with that.
that's all I'm saying. Test Your Might's the site that should go to. However, in the best interest of the community, since MKU, I would suggest MKU to merge with Test Your Mites. In fairness, due diligence, I would ask for Test Your Mite to find the strength or the strengths that the MKU staff have and put them in a position where they can be utilized in the Test Your Mite forum or website or community, which then helps better the community. In any business that merges or takes over, that is what they do. By not do.
I have a question for you then. I have a question for you.
All right.
Now, I'm Wonder Chef. I'm going to go make a site right now. I'm going to call it Mortal Kombat Stinky.com. All right? I like that one. Now, I now am part of this community, and I am one of the major sites of this community because I've decided I'm a major site. I don't care if I get numbers. I'm a major site. All right? Do I deserve right now a spot, a mod spot at Test Your Might?
No, but
Why not? Why not?
The answer because they're not relevant. But in this particular situation, the reason why you can't use that is because MKU is relevant.
It's not relevant.
They're your
Why
only
is it relevant?
Because they're your only.
So wait. So you're telling me
no. I'm answering this question, James. I'm answering this question because they're your only competition. Here's an example. Here's an example.
Now I'm competent because I just made a site.
No. Here's an example. Right now, you have MLG, and in the very same esports league in America, you have IPL. IPL cannot contend with MLG's numbers, but they're still relevant. Why? They're the only competition to MLG.
Then why isn't my site relevant? Why isn't my site relevant? I might have less numbers, but I'm still relevant.
No, because you just got there.
So what? Say I make a site. If I run my site for 2 months, and I get low numbers. If I run my site for 2 months, am I relevant? Do I deserve a leadership spot at Test Your Might?
Is MKU 2 months old?
No, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. MKU is not true. That's a bad point you're using because MKU has been around for, based on what you guys are saying, have been around for. How long has MKU been around?
It's been around longer than MKE or Test Your Might.
It really depends by what you mean.
It's all about dudes who are trying to be in troll shit, man. Weirdo shit, guys. Just a little bit weird, guys.
It's like I said, Illuminati shit.
Just a little bit weird, guys.
Mortal Kombat United sounds better, too, as a site. Mortal Kombat United.
Everybody's united together.
That's what MKU stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought it was...
now, I can say this. I could say this. If it's never going to happen, then you know what? This community is doomed to be garbage forever.
Oh, actually, I'm going to make a prediction here. If this shit doesn't happen now, this community is dead at the end of the year. Because if you don't merge together, why? Because NetherRealm is going to push Injustice, and that's it. And your game is finished. This community does not have the star power or the legacy where the community can hold together for a decade without Capcom support. So this community is not holding together once NetherRealm bails. Once NetherRealm bails, you're back in the Dark Ages. If I'm not from your community, I can see that from the outside. So, and you're from your own community. If you can't see that, then I'm not trying to insult you, but you're really out of touch from your scene. I'm just keeping it real with you. Your game is going to die after November 2nd. If you do not merge your communities, you are dead. I'm telling you this now.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now, we are not going to merge. Those sites will not merge.
No,
those sites will not merge, and the community will not die.
They're not going to merge
after November 2nd.
They're not going to merge. The community's going to die again, and then you're going to have another Godfather that's going to come and try to resurge a game that's a dying game.
Shit.
Tim Static,
it's
probably.
Jugs. Honestly, Jugs is Junior Shock, dude. I see it, dude.
Yeah, Jugs. You
guys play. So what are you guys gonna do? You guys just gonna
You play just like Shock, Jugs. You play exactly like Shock. You're just like a refined version. Go ahead.
You guys are just gonna wait, let it die, play Injustice, and then wait for MK10, and then try to do it again?
No, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna try to get these guys on the show. Let's see who's pussy, who's emo, who's got a pair of balls. I'm going to invite you back on. You're going to be an arbitrator with me if you're willing to, and try to get these two guys to actually sit down, talk, and see if something can actually happen. You know, I mean, people are afraid of losing power is exactly what it is. But what people don't seem to realize, it's a fucking game. There's no power here.
It's not about power. It's about that they have different ideas.
Why can't ideas be merged?
Why different ideals
disagree on ideas? If one person says, yes, I want this, and the other person says, no, I don't want this, you can't merge a yes and a no.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, what?
The reason Tesla Might was started in the first place is because the leaders of MKU wouldn't allow something to be done. That's why
Okay.
Tester or
Okay.
Mortal Kombat
And with that
Empires
said, and
at the
with that
time.
said, and with that
So
said,
if they merge again, I mean, wouldn't the same problem arise
no,
again?
it's not good.
There's a word for it. It was put in the stream by a legit legend. Why can't you guys just compromise?
Because there are issues that cannot be compromised upon.
Like what?
And
What's
what
an
are
issue?
those issues?
Like
Okay,
decorations.
How about this? Say you want to add a regional matchmaking forum to your website, and one person says, "Yes, that's a wonderful idea, so people can meet each other and play." And the other person says, "No, that's a stupid idea.
I think it's something other than that, guy. I think that's really minimized.
No. I know not. Let me answer that question. I'll answer that question. This is what you do. You put a vote on the forums, and you ask the community, and the community will tell you if it's a good idea.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter who the fuck does disagree. If the community says we want a regional matchmaking forum, it goes on the site. That's not a decision you guys make. That's the problem
for
here.
you run Empire Arcadia, and
Yes.
Empire Arcadia, they support the community. Do you let the community choose everything that you do?
No, because Empire Arcadia is a development company. You see the difference? I'm running a business.
All right, and
our business is the development of the community. But because we're a business, the community cannot tell us how to run our business, which is why I asked you in the beginning, are you a business or are you a community? If you were a business, I would not be saying anything to you. I'd be like, yo, he's running a business. You can't tell this guy how to run his business. But if you're a community, it's something
the lead admin of who's essentially like the second owner of MKU wants to join. His name is DarkTrax in the chat.
Yeah.
Add him.
So he'd essentially be the one to talk to. Also, because
Okay,
your
perfect.
chat barely speaks English.
I want to get his side of this. Oh, it's about to get interesting.
He says Neofinder 1.
No, I'm not about to go off on Clef. I just talk like this. Oh yeah, guys, just remember, I talk very high strung and very passionate. I'm not trying to scream on anyone. That's just how I talk.
So, Triforce, while we're waiting to get scanned, if Testermite was to be considered, if a business,
okay,
would you still say that they should do the same thing?
If Testermite was an actual business, let's
Which
say
they may be. I literally have no idea. Like I said, I can't speak for
let's say they're based. Let's say you Testermite and both MKU is a business. So I'm gonna look at this from a business standpoint. From a business standpoint, MKU should merge, fall under the umbrella of Testermite. They should be given something to do, because it benefits the advancement of the community, and advancement of the community benefits both entities as one merger. As a community, the very same thing. This does not make any sense. It hurts both you guys from a business standpoint, and from, to be honest with you, Combat Network, VSM, MKU, and Testermite should all be under one brand. You guys should be
first of all,
streaming
shit. They all are except for MKU, okay? Because MKU, I believe, doesn't want to. But okay, so are you saying that if it was to help the community, that helping the community would be a smarter business decision than giving somebody whose ideas you disagree with power? You're saying that's a fair trade-off?
No. See, and here's where that's kind of misleading.
Weirdo shit again.
No. Well, no. I know what he means actually, because I had issues like that in Empire Arcadia, where there's a certain people. Now, do not take this as an insult, but I'm about to kind of blow you up. If you are truly in power, you wouldn't worry about giving other people power. It's when you're insecure about your own power is why you're scared to give others.
I don't know. I don't think that makes sense. I mean, like if
that actually makes sense. If you are in power, you just said to me, do you want to give someone that disagrees with you power? Okay, let's say someone in Empire Arcadia disagrees with me on a lot of stuff, and they go, well, Triforce, I wanna be in this particular position for Empire Arcadia, and that person is qualified for that position, although me and him don't get along. I'm going to give him power so he can fulfill that position and that role. Do you know why? Because I'm the fucking boss, and at the end of the day, if he starts to do shit that I do not like, I go, hey, I'm the boss, cut it out. That's it. It ends. That's how it ends. But if
that's exactly how it would end, and then they would split apart again.
No, well, if they split apart, they just dissolve themselves to merge with you. Split apart and do what? They'll have no choice. They can't. Once you merge, you cannot. You know this. Come on, you know about business. You cannot merge and then demerge. You merge and you demerge, you die. That's what happens. You leaving is death. It's not gonna happen. MKU is not going to dissolve MKU to merge with Tesla Might. Once they merge, the 3,500 people in the community goes over. You have the power.
Well,
there's nothing for them to return to.
One thing some people may not understand is that the 3,500 people, a lot of those members are on Tetramight as well. So we'd only be gaining like
20 people.
Wouldn't be even close
like
to 3,500.
It would be less than 100. Less than 100 people.
Really, guys? Come on. Don't just say that just to say that.
No, dude, that's what it seems like, but it's true. I mean, that's like what a lot of the arguments were in the beginning, is like, we have all the same members, what's the problem?
Who was Sergeant Sector?
I don't know.
Who was that? Tim Static. Jugs, don't be dishonest.
I don't know what...
Sergeant Sector, dog. Who was Sergeant Sector?
Yeah, and then who was... And Captain Cyrax.
I don't know who those people are.
Yeah, come on, dog. See, dishonest.
Are they the TF2 brothers?
Dude, we're not really talking about that right now. So, like, I don't really care about you guys' like personal arguments with people. Like, whatever. Let us keep talking, please.
Okay.
Anyway, Triforce.
Talk about business.
It does seem weird, but there are less than 100 unique members on MKU.
Exactly.
Between MKU and CYM. It seems really weird, but a lot of it spawns from the fact that they did branch off from MKU in the first place.
I mean, the sites may have similar content, but they're different. Like, the active members of MKU are different than the active members on Test Your Might. And that's just under 100 people. And they want to be a part of MKU, and the Test Your Might guys want to be part of Test Your Might. But it's not, I mean, I personally thought there wasn't even any site beef anymore anyway. This new, like, rekindled drama, like, I don't understand where it's coming from.
I know, me neither. I mean, as far as I see on Test Your Might, I haven't even heard about MKU for a long time. Like, there's no issue.
I'm just, yeah, like I said, I'm not really a part of you guys' community. I'm just trying to help from the outside. That's what my job is. And the way I look at it, based on listening to MK United, it looks like they just want a role in the community as leaders.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. They want, like, I mean, no offense to MKU, even though I've been kind of bagging on them the whole time, but they want TYM to die.
Actually, that's not true, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I said that's not true. The reason why I say that's not true is because in this entire conversation, they have entertained the thought of dissolving MKU and merging with you.
Wait, what are you talking about? Dude, nobody in this conversation is a rep for MKU. Nobody.
Oh, no one in here? Oh, okay, because I thought the other guy...
Neil Finder. You got a voice or what?
I got. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine, man.
Okay, now this guy... Okay, listen, wait.
So this guy...
Triforce, let me explain. The GAC and Stance Power guy... The GAC and Stance Power guy, they're... Dude, hold on, I'm telling this fool who everybody is.
Let me listen to him. Go on.
Is that Juggernaut?
The GAC and Sans Power guy, they're not from either site. They're just UMK3 players. Juggernaut, he is a TYM mod, and me, I'm just some asshole who gets banned from every site. And
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Now, go ahead.
I really just want to talk to James and Triforce. I think you're kind of dealing with it. I think you guys have grown heads on you, and you're kind of dealing with. I'm sorry to say, you're kind of dealing with kids. And you can kind of get that from the conversation when you're talking to Chef and he's talking about numbers and he's talking about this side as this. You got to go right down to the basics. Like, what started this out? There was one side at first, one side deviated. There was big, animosity. That was how I got called on to become an administrator, which then, administrator of MKU, which then I, went on for. And all we've ever done is try to stay afloat, after several attacks, hack attacks, major tournaments, we will get attacked. So the way I kind of see it from, I try to look at it from out, from an outsider perspective. It's a small community. right? MK community is very small. Yet you have all this crazy fighting going on. So I've had several nights that, I had to stay up all night just to get the site going. For, we have like max 300 users online, all the MK sites combined at any given time, and yet so much infighting going on, right? But Chef is talking about who's got this, who's got what. It's become a religion, right? I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about, TYM right now. TYM did a great job. Storms did a great job. But you got to look at the bottom line of, what's the driving force? Is it for the good of the community or just for power, whatever it may be, right? And I'm not really interested in, who's the better side, who's got more members, who's got what that. Like, the site was created. There was a time when MKU had only 20 users online, and MKO had 80. Those 20 users were fine. They were happy. But it started becoming a rat race toward, the release of MK9. Right? It's the rat race part that I definitely don't like. Right?
Tracks.
You could give me all the numbers in the world. But a rat race on something that I'm losing money on, it's bullshit.
Do you think the site should merge?
You got all this little... Is that shit talking?
No, it's Jugs.
Oh, right.
Did you hear me?
You got to sit down too, because you have zero understanding of this. Because did
you hear what I said?
You guys see from a very little window. It's kind of like a I don't have an MKU hat on right now. You can't identify me by saying, oh, which side do you belong to? You're an MKU user. Oh my God, you are this, you are that. But that's how you guys actually group things together, which is kind of pathetic, which is kind of sad. This community took a
how about you just answer the questions that Triforce has been posing for both sites? Would you merge with TYM?
You see, that's what I'm trying to explain to Triforce, because Triforce probably doesn't understand the full history behind it, right? I came on after this whole thing went down, right? After the separation occurred, right? That was when I came on. That was when I became an administrator, right? What Triforce has to understand is a bad, horrible breakup whereby I can speak for Gerchap here. He got up one morning and just found that half of his staff were gone. Storms took them. They were gone, just like that. How would you feel? Gone. Would you be able to? Who's that? Who interrupted that?
Jugs.
Didn't they offer to stay on? I thought a lot of
people they weren't gone.
Jugs. 1 second. What do you know?
We were staff.
What do you know of Storms? Before you defend, understand what you were talking about.
I know.
Don't interrupt me on this, because I know a whole lot more than you, but I know a lot about it.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
I don't have a hat on. My criteria for success is not predicated on.
There's another MKU guy who wants to come on.
You guys have had several hours to talk about
this. That's me. But
Chef?
there's another dude named Farmer who used to be a mod. Yes, hold on, dude. I'm trying to get Farmer on.
All right, okay, right on.
First of all, right now, everybody got to shut the fuck up.
Hey,
wait. Everybody got to relax. Neo Finder's got the floor. I want everybody else to shut up and listen.
Shut up, Jugs.
Neo, you got the floor. Talk.
Right. Really, I can relate more to what James and Triforce, what you guys are doing, what you guys are saying. I think it's it shows a level of maturity that you guys have that this community does not have. Sadly, right? This community kind of the whole site thing. This is my site. That's your site. Honestly, I don't think a lot of the people at the top have the interest of the community vested in it. It's all for either I'm an administrator, I'm a site owner, this is me, this is what I'm about, I own this. It's all about ownership. It's bullshit. Ownership what? What? A goddamn website that has 200 fucking users? Are you shitting me? Wow. Seriously. Right? And that's the problem. That's the problem with this community. Right? Too many people have ulterior motives of people want to be we're just talking about Tim Static. Nothing against the guy, but I've known Static for probably going to 5 years now, and I know exactly what Static is about. There's little integrity left in the community. Everybody's got something hidden that they want to gain from it. You know, it's not for MK. Don't get that twisted. It's not for MK. They don't do it for me. It's, you know, everybody wants to be somebody. You know, and that's the bottom line. And that's what's sad about this whole thing. And that's why I don't think that, you know, it's all great to dream of a, you know, a merged community. It's great, but in that reality, it's not going to happen because of that ego factor.
Can I chime in here? Because I want to, now that I've gotten a better understanding from your standpoint and what matters to you. So what this comes down is to what matters to both sides of the both entities. Now the thing is, the community. When you said that they're not going to merge, you're saying that this is what I'm getting. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
They're not going to merge because the sites won't merge because of their egos on Test Your Might for possession and power.
There's history to it too, right?
Now I understand there's history to it, but the possession and power in which you look at it as possession and power to what? This is supposed to be for the community, which that's what me and James is saying, that there really is no possession and power. Like there's two sides of me that's looking at this. The business side of me is like, they want to do what SRK is doing, because SRK makes $200 on advertisement on their websites per day for 365 days a year. And the type of content and media is coming down. That's how much money SRK makes from just their website. So this is a lucrative way for the upper echelons that's running that particular site to have. The more people you get on board as leaders, the more you have to split the money. The more you have to split the money, the less everyone gets. This is the standard non-bullshit in companies. So what they try to do, they try to have a cap where only a certain amount of people can be leaders, so that now test your mind. I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm just explaining what companies do. So so let's not say Triforce is insinuating something. But pretty much
I'm not actually Triforce. I think you're kind of talking from an advisory perspective. You don't care about MK. You don't care about TYM.
That's not true.
You care about the greater good, right?
I know, but in order to care about the greater good, I do care about the greater both communities. Like I said,
exactly. I totally see that. Like for example, here in Toronto, and this is a perfect example, and James has actually alluded to it, right? It's the fact that both communities kind of actually live happily. Like, we all get in a room and we play Mortal Kombat for hours. They still do so. I travel a lot now, so I can't really join them as much as I used to. But it's kind of like, at the start, when this community started out in Toronto, it was a TYM group and it was MKU group. But eventually, we had more in common than we had, than anything else that could have separated us. We had more in common, right? And it's like, you just kind of think about it, like, why? And that's the question that pops in my head all the time. Why? I mean, we got attacked badly before Evo last year. Just before Evo. A day before Evo. We got attacked. The site was down. It was a hack attack. Before MLG this year, we got attacked again. The site was down for a week. Over a week. The main name stolen. It was that bad, right? So you would think it's a little MK site and, there's nothing to it. But this shit actually happened. I opened my PM one day and I saw a picture of my dad in the PM because a death threat had been made to me to close down a website. So that's how deep this shit can get. That kind of changed my perspective. It's like, man, wow. Why would people go this deep?
For control. It's always about control. Humans squalor over control.
That's what's sad about it.
Even if they want to control something that it's not controllable. So, but let's get to the meat and potatoes. So let me give you a hypothetical situation. Let's go to fairy tale land where everything is made possible. From an outsider standpoint, I see this has a lot of emotional ties, because if I were you, I'd be angry. My site goes down before Evo and MLG. I'm not stupid. I know it's a direct attack from my competitors. Period. I don't want to hear it. No, yes.
Come on.
What do you mean? Come on. That it is clear as.
Oh, listen.
Listen. It doesn't necessarily. I mean, you can't say, oh, it was from your competitor's business wise. There are.
Chef, you don't understand anything about business. You should just shut up, man.
Hold on. Let me address him. Listen, let me explain something to you. All right? My father's a junior executive for Dwayne Reed, 20 years. I've run this business empire Acadia for the last 10 years. And I work with Nintendo. I deal with corporate.
But I mean, I understand your case. I could expect.
I'm going to tell you why I know what it is. When your competitor wants you off, they never get their hands dirty. So it's very easy to hire mercs to do the job so that there are no traces. But when an entity gets attacked, 95% of the time, this is not an opinion, it's a fact, it is from your competitor. Why?
I guess we're in that 5% then.
Okay, if you are implying that TYM is the cause
there's a difference. I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you what it is.
All right, well, I'm just going to let you know that is a hell of a claim that you are saying that TYM hacked MKU.
Well, no, it doesn't have to necessarily be true. Okay, answer this question for me. Let me put it in you this way. Why did MKU get attacked on the day before EVO and the day before MLG?
How are we supposed to know that answer?
Exactly.
If you don't know the answer, then you don't know why the answer isn't that way.
Triforce.
No, you're asking the question like...
You ever heard of this term called reasonable doubt? You ever heard of that term? Okay. Do you know how detectives solve crimes? They look for people who have motive. MKU goes down, find out who has the motive.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, a fair warning. You're having a good thing right now with VSM, and I don't think that suggesting that Test Your Might, which is run by people who are very close to VSM, I don't think that
I'm bigger. Whoa. Now you shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, shut the fuck up. I'm bigger than VSM. I'm bigger than Test Your Might. I don't give it. What do you think? They're going to throw me out? Do you really think I give a fuck?
I'm not talking to you, though. I'm talking to the freaking Triforce.
That's a good question. Now, from a public relations standpoint, you are right. I need to watch what I say because what I say can hurt the relations of the VSM and Combat Network relationship that I'm trying to put together to help the Mortal Kombat community. But with that being said, I will say this. I'm going to keep this very honest with you. At the end of the goddamn day, I don't give a shit, to be honest with you, who does not want to work with me. I am not here to make friends. I'm here to develop a community. And my job in this particular situation, which I appointed myself, yes, no one appointed me. I appointed myself today, right now. I want to help the scene. So I need to flush out the bullshit. There are dark demons in the background that are hiding behind curtains.
DarKNaTaS.
And sometimes you gotta have sharp elbows. And that hurts certain people in the background who have agendas. But I don't give a rat's ass about their agenda, because their agenda got nothing to do with mine. So if I'm making a suggestion that it is quite possible that someone from Test Your Might sabotage UMK or MKU, you're goddamn right I'm saying that. We need to find out who the fuck did it, because whoever did it is misrepresenting Test Your Might.
Sergeant Sector.
It's called isolating the cancer and remove it. I'm not saying Test Your Might itself is evil, but there are evil motherfuckers in it. Just like there are evil motherfuckers in MLG, evil motherfuckers in Empire Arcade, evil motherfuckers in NKU. There's a lot of people that misrepresent organizations. So you goddamn right I'm blaming somebody. I didn't blame the entity, but somebody is in there doing something. Because I cannot, you are not going to tell me, a grown-ass man, that someone from Test Your Might does not gain by sabotaging MKU. You cannot look me in my face and say that.
I will.
It's
Actually, I can. I would do it without hesitation.
I'm gonna say you're delusional, and you.
Because here, I'm gonna tell you something. You want to help this. You want to help this community, but unfortunately, you don't understand the community. You're muted still, James.
I don't understand, or Triforce don't understand.
You're talking about me. You're talking about me. You're talking about me.
Triforce.
You go on. Finish.
Understand the community. I can see where you're coming from an outside source, but you just don't understand the things that have happened in this community. I mean, okay, here I'm gonna tell you something too. You say, okay, I mean, I can also understand that you could assume that there is a good chance that the one other site that could potentially be a competitor would be the one that's leading the attack. But I can tell you that there are more than enough people that would have reason to do the exact same thing, just out of spite.
That's true.
Would absolutely have done that. I mean, people on the site staff at MKU have like said, I don't know, pretty terrible things to me. They've they've done a lot of really bad things.
So so really wait. And this is just so right there with what you just said. You're telling me you have a biased opinion. Your opinion is biased. You just sat there and you said to me that people
accuse yourself
you just said they've done mean things to you. Which, you know what? If they did, fuck them. I don't like that shit going on either. But the point is, you now just recused yourself from it because, you know what? Let's be honest. You hate them already. So you're already sitting there being prejudiced against MKU for the way they treated you, which is understandable.
I don't know. Okay, being angry at things that they've done and being biased are two very different things. I can speak from an unbiased standpoint.
First of all, I'm just going to cut Chef out there, right? Because first of all, I have no idea how much Chef got paid to say whatever he's saying. I'm going to try and be as objective as possible, right? I think the maturity level of the MK community is pretty low.
Yeah.
Very, very low. And that's getting in the way of a lot of good things that could have happened, that could have come out of this community. That's already gotten in the way, right?
Well, I have a question though.
Chef, I've listened to all your questions for 5 hours. You have not said anything substantial. Like, you've just pretty much you said you've been shitting on MKU all night long, right? You're not even an ambassador for the game. You still flying this flag of I'm TYM, I am. This is better. That is better. Before the community can actually move forward, there has to be a change of mentality. And you're still very much stuck in that, I'm running a better business and this is running a better business. We're not even at that level right now. Neither side understands exactly what business is. Like, we're just also primitive. Like, we're very primitive in the way we think, right? Very primitive. We think from the site is my baby and I got to take care of it. But it's not for what the game is about. It's not for the love of the game. It's not for the love of the game. It's for control. And that's the bottom line. It's hard to make an argument against it. It's primarily for control.
This dude speaks the truth.
And I'm not trying to bullshit it. It's for control.
It is for control because that's what it is from the beginning.
And when you have that, it's hard to fight. Triforce, I know you want to do good. I know James is in for a great thing. It's hard to build a bridge over that.
No, actually, here because oops, hello, oops, sorry about that. The reason, oh man, I've been bursting this wire. The reason why I said it's not impossible because there's an ultimatum coming. Now I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm better than anybody. I am not from you guys' community, but it is. I'm out from the outside. I see you guys driving at 80 miles per hour on the bridge on the same street, and I'm like, uh-oh, those two cars are going to crash. That's what I can see. The issue that's coming down is this. If you guys do not find some way to come together for expansion purpose, not coexist. Coexist is not good enough. There are so many different fighting games coming out, like Seth Killian said. If anyone read Seth Killian's thing where Seth Killian left Capcom, he is now working for Sony, and he wrote an article about the fighting game community being staunch because so many fighting games are being put out there. So what this is coming down to is brand power. Right now,
Absolutely, I agree with you on that.
Capcom has the most brand power. So if an apocalypse happens to the FGC, they will survive only because of the brand, not because of the games. The games are obviously trash, but their brand power is going to survive. So you have to look at the long term. Can Mortal Kombat as a brand survive this day and age where you have Dead or Alive, Tekken, Virtual Fighter, Skullgirls, King of Fighters, Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Injustice,
Death Cargo,
Death Cargo, and all these other games that are coming out? Can it survive? I say no. Why? First of all, you're going to lose your primary support, which is the house that revived Mortal Kombat, which is NetherRealms. So once you lose NetherRealms, what will the community fall back on to stay alive? What is it going to fall back on? A broken community of two sites arguing amongst each other? I tell you what the gamers are going to do. They're going to say, fuck this bullshit, I'm going to find me a new game to play. And they're going to deplete from it. And you're dead. So if you don't get your shit together, you're going to just move to another game. Then you know what you're going to do? You're going to both sit there saying, you should have heard. You're laughing. Let me tell you something about your laughing. I've seen this happen for almost 3 decades. You're new to the scene. You're a young buck. You're wet behind your ears. You don't know what's coming because, to be very honest with you, you don't really care. At the end of the day, you're just going to go back to whatever life you had. This shit doesn't really mean anything to you. For guys like the guy who's here representing MKU, he built this because this is what he loves. This is his culture. This is from the heart. From you, it's just, well, we have a better site, we have a better business model, we cater more to, it's numbers and text for you. So it's a joke. So if it doesn't work, it's like those people who make businesses to sell them. They don't care about the business. They just made it because they're here to make money, sell the business, and move on. Philanthropists. That's what you are versus a Mason. It sounds like Testra Mike is just a philanthropist. That's it. Where MKU is a Mason. They love building because that's what they love to do. You're just doing this for the next dollar. And if it doesn't work, oh well, you move to the next game. So I'm telling you right now, if it doesn't go, if you guys don't shape up together, you're going to have another dark age, and you better hope to God NetherRealms even gives a shit about making another MK.
Jugs, are you a Freemason?
Oh, well, not in that sense. I don't mean a Mason. I mean a Mason in the fact of building, guys. Not an actual Mason.
Triforce. I gotta talk to you offline, man. Your energy is incredible, and your level of awareness to what's real and what's not, and the way forward. It's refreshing. Personally, I'm kind of stuck in a position whereby I have to keep the engine going. MK, right now, the members keep asking me, hey, have you safeguarded MKU because we may get attacked again because Evo is around the corner? Well, actually, that's the shit that I have to worry about.
A legit Legends actually proved the point. There is one small chance for something to happen when the community starts to buckle under, and the audiences on both sides to start to deplete. Both entities are going to merge to try to save it. But the problem is, it may be too late. There may be nothing to save. So do you guys want to put yourselves in that position over what? Power and control? Power and control over what? What is the power and control over?
You don't understand, the effort that's been put into trying to recombine.
What do you know of effort, man? Shut the fuck up.
No, wait.
Wow.
Let him know. Whoa. No, time out. Let him say his part.
Trax
doesn't know anything about effort.
You can't cut him off. Money. You can't cut him off like that because then now you're not showing due diligence. And this is how.
I know. Okay. Let him grab the floor again.
Yes, go ahead. Grab the floor. Go on.
Why do you think I was removed from the TYM staff?
Are you asking me that, or are you asking?
I'm sorry. I'm asking. DarkTrax is the admin dude.
What did you ask me?
Why do you think I was removed from the Testromite staff?
I don't know.
Because
remove from everything. VVV, test your mic, your community.
Okay, listen, I'm going to answer you right now. It's because I was the one who would not drop the issue. Jugs can tell you too, because he was staff still. I was the one who would not drop the issue that the sites should work together. That is the reason why I was removed from the staff.
Yeah, but you're not. It's okay saying that, but from everything that I've heard from you over the past 2 hours, I was compelled to come on because of what you've been saying. Usually, I would have never gotten involved.
I'll tell you why.
It's okay saying that. That happened behind closed doors. You gotta walk the walk. If you sit here for the past 2 hours and you've been very, antagonistic
apparently
in everything you said.
Listen. Were you not there? In fact, this is probably before you were admin. You weren't admin forever, right? That was kind of it was only a few months ago. But do you remember when I went and ran UMK3 and MKDC at West Coast Warzone 3? And Tom Brady.
I don't even know. I don't even recollect that, right? So that's the problem. You guys hold on to all this crazy little event, and you make a meal out of it. Events? It creates the basis for your arguments why one is better and one is not.
Time that Mortal Kombat had ever been.
How long ago was that, Chef?
It was back right after the site split.
I was 28 back then. I'm 31 now. I can tell you that the knowledge that I have now has nothing to do with what I had 3 years ago. I'm not going to dwell on the mistakes that I did.
This is for both the MKU and the Test Your Mic. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show because this just hit me. It's not an epiphany, but I'm going to show you something. Watch this. And anybody who's on the stream will know. I'm going to show you how this community missed its shot and is a signal of its death if it doesn't get its act together. Capcom has been running from SRK, the Capcom community, has been running from 1994, alpha.net, all the way up to shoryuken.com to about 2000 and 2009. In 2009, GameStop stepped in with the sponsor Capcom and put together a national tournament. There was one unified site, SRK. Now, if anyone's been following SRK for the last 10 years, SRK's site was a regular, typical stand-of-the-mill, V-powered form. And most of their content was based on the community, just discussing stuff. There were no articles on it, no nothing. But because they were the central site for the fighting game community, primarily Capcom, they have now exploded. You mean to tell me you think Capcom community, because that's when Capcom community was born, a site from Capcom, didn't work with SRK to give them content to expand their site, and that GameStop didn't get involved with them and all the advertising that came in, and they expanded? Now look at SRK now. Now watch this. I'm going to give you the very same comparison, but on the MK community. You guys got a national tournament last year by PDP. Which one of these sites is working with performance design products or NetherRealms to expand the MK community?
Neither.
Well, PDP doesn't count because PDP, I don't think they're doing that anymore. So,
but it was an opportunity. It was an opportunity that everybody let pass by.
Everybody missed.
If both sites was merged and at the time and PDP came into with their national tournament, in order for PDP to push their products, they would go to the site that has the control of the community and work with them. It's the same way. It's the same way MLG. Hold on. It's the same way when MLG wants to talk with SRK. Think about it.
What site do you think MLG posts on? They post on Test Your Mic. Dymos posts on Test Your Mic all the time. What site do you think?
Wait. Why do they post on Test Your Mic?
Well, it's got to be a reason.
Why?
Maybe they bribed them.
You know what, dude? You know what? Wait. You keep with the wise ass comment, I'm gonna drop you. All right, that's the first thing. But the reason is because people were at MLG pushing for it. MLG did not. MLG walked into this not even knowing anything about the fighting game community.
Time out. James, I'm gonna hit him. Now, you run Test Your Mic, so I don't know why you even made that statement. The reason why MLG even knew about your site is because a comment Perfect Legend made, which turned into a 20,000 viewed post with 1,000 replies, which James, myself, Perfect Legend, Tom Brady, and Phil were tweeting to MLG. Then this lady called Katie Goldberg found out about Test Your Might. They put together a press release on MLG's site talking about all the MK players, where they came from, the EMP, the videos, and the whole 9 yards.
And don't forget about the cantaloupes.
And the cantaloupes from MK James, which had started the argument with me and him and the YouTube video, then Perfect Legend putting on the Mortal Kombat belt. So the point was this. We were indirectly united, working with each other, which brought an outside entity to your scene, which makes my point stand. If we're united, you can live longer. Better opportunities come. But when you're divided, no one will notice and no one will give a shit. So you just proved the point we're trying to make. And I came on the post in the Mortal Kombat thread. I even made an account on Test Your Might and added to that 1,000 post thread, which then got mad burn from Arturo, and then that other guy Carlos Oliveira started spreading it, and it blew up. And why you think Phil started doing commentating for MLG? How you think all of that shit happened at MLG Ohio? You think because Test Your Might had the most numbers and you guys was doing a great job? No, it's because the community that surrounded you promoted, endorsed, and backed you and pushed you. You ain't do shit.
Well, then why didn't they do it for MKU?
Because that thread wasn't on MKU.
Exactly.
But why wasn't it on MKU?
It wasn't on MKU because we just so happened to post on your thread. Perfect Legend's thread wasn't even original. He just made a comment, a reply. Someone was talking shit about him. He replied on the thread. I have the email when the guy says, Triforce, could we use Perfect Legend's comment as a thread post on Test Your Might? So they took his comment and made it a thread.
Well, then why didn't MKU do it? I don't understand.
Because we didn't reply to a comment on MKU. I have another article of
retarded.
I have an article of Perfect Legend on this MK Online thing where they what's this guy's name from an ex-reporter from MLG wrote some article about Perfect Legend, which was posted. It wasn't even posted on Test Your Might. It was posted on another MK site because Perfect Legend was like, all this press release that we're doing, we should spread it through all the MK communities evenly so all of MK can get burned, which was the plan at first. So these are things you don't know about from the outside, but it's proving the point. If we all work together, it benefits everyone. It's all leading to the very same thing. So the answer is merger. It's very simple. It
okay,
says merger,
I can agree with that, but I want to say real quick that Chef isn't like a representative.
I'm not. I'm not saying
you think he is. I'm saying your side.
You're right.
No, listen. I'm gonna next week. I'm gonna try to get Gerchat, and I'm gonna try to get Storm, and see if I can get these guys on this show. Which now I also want Farmer, who's another. I don't know what are you from MKU or Test Your Might?
I used to be a mod on MKU, but now I'm just a member of the community.
Wait, come on. So, James.
I spend more time on MKU, but I'm not biased towards either side.
Okay.
Listen, guys, for those in the streams who's saying, I never knew that, did Perfect Legend actually unite the community? That I'm not lying about that. That is actually true.
Yep.
The whole thing was already preordained and planned. If you go to the thread, you can see. James, pull your mic down a little bit.
Heavy breather.
My mic's not on.
No, it is. Oh. If you go to the MK site, in fact, there's comments in there left by me and Perfect Legend, Tom Brady, and MK James saying that this is all being done for the betterment of the community. And everyone kept saying, you're not doing anything for the community. This is what we was trying to actually do. We just didn't want to tell anyone because then they're going to say, oh, it's staged. some things need to be pre-planned for it to work. You don't think the whole thing of MK James being at MLG talking about Triforce needs to take off his power glove, you don't think all of that was professionally worked upon and we had an agreement that we want to be professionals about this and we were going to roast each other on stage for the entertainment of the scene? You didn't think that
like wrestling.
Like WWE, y'all.
That's why we kept saying WWE Sports.
Hashtag
The only thing that's not staged is the actual playing of the game.
How can you prove that though?
You can't. That's how can you prove boxing isn't staged or rigged? How can you prove basketball? You can't. You just fucking enjoy the goddamn game.
All right, I know this is a pretty important topic, but I mean, I got on here to, just talk to base for a second. So I'm just gonna leave now.
Chugs, you trying to get a real quick first to 10 in, dog, or what?
Hey, Chugs, real
Yes. That
Jugs, do you still have that cat, Jugs?
Everyone looking in the stream.
First to 10, Jugs, arcade collection real quick.
Not tonight, dude. Dude, it's like
Come
4,
on,
almost
dude.
5 a.m. Dude, it's like 5 a.m., man.
Anyway, Jugs, it was good to have you on. As you see, the show isn't as dramatic and negative as it's been perceived.
This show needs to be.
It was entertaining.
This has been awesome, actually. This has been one of the better shows, like,
well, thank you.
in
Triforce
forever.
had me cracking up earlier.
People are dropping off. People are dropping off, but it is 5 in the morning.
Anyway, thanks for having me on.
You got it, man.
All right, good night, man.
All right.
Farmer's on.
Anyways, man, I don't even know where to begin. I've been sitting here all night, and there's been so much stuff I've been wanting to speak on.
Well, I'm going to peace out, too, dude.
All right,
My fault
man.
for interrupting you, dude. James, thank you for having me on, dude.
Hey,
I'm
thanks.
out of here.
Yeah, thanks for letting us back on, man. Shock sucks dick.
Anytime, guys.
Good
night, guys.
Make peace.
Be nice.
Peace.
All right, later.
Peace.
I just think that you got me personally, I really don't want to see the MK community go into another dark age, to be very honest with you.
To be honest with you, I can't. If it goes into another dark age, then this old puckered up hack is done. And that's the one thing that, I came back to this community when I realized it did have, from the time that I started back in '92 to now, it did have growth. A lot of growth, to be honest with you, because like I said, back in the day, our scene was in a Nathan's arcade or driving to another arcade to just duke it out with another group of guys, kind of like West Side Story type shit, and then that was the scene. There were no tournaments. There was no the money that was involved. Everybody put $5 in a pot, and the winner walked away with it. It's grown to a point now where it's hit a stagnant point where it's not growing enough for what the scene is actually doing. With MLG coming, with the grassroots tournaments coming, all this stuff is going to eventually merge together. Like you were saying earlier, or somebody was saying, I think Jugs was saying that MKU has 3,000 members and we have 13,000 members. Well, actually, he said that MKU's members are usually members on the site of Test Your Might. Well, you just negated yourself because now you just took your 13,000 and knocked it down to 10, because if they're on both sites, they cancel out. Everybody goes to these tournaments. Everybody has, I've shit talked with M2 Dave. A lot of the MKU guys, M2 Dave, the other little guy that's the Ohio guy. What the hell's his name? The little guy.
Mace.
Oh, Mace is cool peeps no matter what. Never beefed with him. But the other little guy.
Forever King?
Forever King. He's a little guy. I beefed with him, But then when we all got together, everybody says, just like with VSM. Everybody was always, VSM is this, VSM is that. But, they're scumbags. They're arrogant. But then when you meet us, you go, holy shit, you know what? They're all cool motherfuckers.
Yeah, I haven't met anybody who... I've been to quite a few tournaments here on the West Coast, and as much as all the fucking bullshit and drama that goes on online, most people tend to put that shit aside once we actually get face to face.
Exactly, and that's got to happen on a higher level now.
the guy from the UK, the UMK, or Mortal Kombat United, the reason why I think this is something I forgot to say when the other gentleman was on, but I think it's perfect for both entities to merge, and I'll explain to you why. Obviously, Testro.
Triforce, I'm still here, actually.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
All right. But the reason why, so I can talk to you directly now. The reason why I think you joining forces with these guys would be great is this. First of all, obviously, Testromite has, based on, and I can't speak for them because they're not here and I wasn't representing Testromite, but based on the information I got from him, it looks like their agenda is more on the numbers and the business aspect of it, which, to be very honest with you, a community needs in order to maintain itself. But I think the natural love and the care that you have for the content behind the community, the understanding, the community aspect is very much needed. So now both the entity would have both elements, and so that's why I honestly believe you should work with them. But then at the same time, based on what that other guy was saying, it's like it sounds like they just want you to die, or it doesn't matter.
You just pretty much nailed it, man. It's a miracle that our MK still like literally. Farmer hasn't actually told the story. There's been tournaments that he hasn't been able to run because he's not affiliated. He wasn't affiliated with TYM at the time. We were literally there were blocks and doors were shot on us. It was just literally constant barrage of
Well, the NCR thing wasn't actually because I wasn't affiliated with TYM. That was actually more of a Capcom versus the MK community thing. For anybody who doesn't know, MK last year at NCR, which is NorCal Regionals, that was for 2011 year, ran horribly. It was done on pencil and paper. Not to say it can't be done well on pencil and paper, but I mean, they put us 3 hours behind. They cut us off early. They made us come back at the crack of dawn on the day of the final day for everything to hurry up and finish our pools before everybody started doing top 8. We were there at like 7 in the morning. And between 2011 and 2012 NorCal Regionals, I had gained a lot of experience in, running tournaments. I haven't done anything big. I did like a 35-person MK tournament from my house that was streamed. Silent was streaming when he was still in the scene. I do things online. We got a little bi-weekly thing that goes around here in Sacramento, up in Northern California. So I offered my services to Kanita, who at the time was running NorCal Regionals for this year. I also had mentioned, because at the time I was staff as MKU, MKU had always, they've made efforts to want to possibly sponsor a tournament. So in the same email that I sent him, I had mentioned, one, I'd like to help out with MK in any way possible for the tournament. Two, I have my own streaming equipment. I have commentators. I have everything. I would love to get MK the exposure it deserves. So, if there's anything I could do, please, let me do it.
And this is exactly the shit that needs to get out there. The simple fact that, look, we can all be realistic. When you compare East versus West, we have a bigger scene. But it's not that it's a bigger scene because we're just so many more people. It's the communications that's not going on. SoCal, NorCal, the top players there, they communicate to each other. But there's other players out there that we're not reaching. Whether it's a bunch of people in SoCal that don't, that are on Test Your Might, but they don't talk to the SoCal players from MKU. People like you with stream equipment and everything that's doing this stuff that I've never even, and I'm sorry. I mean, I've heard the H2O, but I've never seen something that came out like, let's say on Test Your Might, like, hey, H2O Farm is having a get together at his house. There should always be
and that's part of the reason that I do spend most of my efforts on MKU is because I've made efforts to put myself out there on Test Your Might, whether it was because of the fact that at first I've, put all my efforts into MKU, but whenever I do put something on TYM, it gets overlooked or dismissed almost immediately. The couple people that do give it any attention are people that I already know or already, maybe know me from MKU or from meeting them at tournaments or whatever. But that's part of the reason I put my efforts into MKU is because, my stream gets promoted there. I've paid in return. I've put MKU logos on my streams before, and I would be willing to do the same thing for TYM because, like I said, I personally don't give a shit about, not to sound rude, but I don't give a shit about either side. I care about the fucking community. Like
if you look at my screen right now, okay, there's 4 banners on the left-hand side. You know why the other side's blank? Because I want Test Your Might to be on that side. I want VSM to be on that side. I want to start. This is where guys are going to start coming to actually say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not talking to some guy on Test Your Might because I'm on fucking MKU. But come to this show, and I want Test Your Might people here. I want Street Fighter people here. I want fucking MKU people here. Test Your Might. I don't care who they are. But this is where people can go into this chat. They could say whatever the hell they want. I have no censors here. This ain't one of those chats, as you could tell, my little potty mouth, okay? I don't care what you say, but I want everybody talking because, like Triforce said, there's a storm a brewing. And everybody going to get swept away and dispersed into different directions when it's done. So unless everybody's united, we're all going to be divided.
Yeah. No, I want to talk more on the whole divide between the two sites in a second, but I'll just finish up on the NCR thing with how the Capcom crowd treated us here in NorCal. Basically, like I said, I offered my services to help with the streaming. I said I bring all my own stuff. I even have my own fucking 4G that I use when I travel to do my own streaming, so I didn't even need their goddamn internet connection. I also had mentioned on a separate note in the same email that my site that I was representing at the time, which was MKU, was possibly interested in doing some kind of sponsorship package. And when he got back to me, he was like, okay, well, you seem to know the MK community. He's like, so if you could run the pools, run the brackets, he's like, experience about that. I was like, yes, I basically gave him a couple references of people to check in with just so he knows, because he never heard of me before. And everything checked out. He got back to me. He was like, I want you to run the brackets and do the stream for MK. And then I was like, okay, everything sounds good. Let's do it. He said, I'm going to email you a contract. In this contract, once I got it, it stated that if I don't pay $500 to sponsor for the tournament, that I would not be allowed to participate or help with him. That right there, at that point I was like, it's not bad enough that I spend all this money on equipment, software for my computer, traveling expenses, and usually when I go to a tournament, I'm bringing a few of my locals with me. I help them out with rooms. In certain cases, I've helped them out with registration fees, the works, just because, if I know someone that might have what it takes, I want them to go, prove their worth. I want the community to fucking grow, basically. And it just felt like a big slap in the fucking face that they would tell me that I have to pay them money to, help out and just do what I'm doing just for the love of the fucking community. Anyways, that's pretty much where I sat with that. It pretty much died off after that. At the time, there was a lot of other community drama going on, so I kind of kept hush to it. I just didn't feel like adding more fuel to the fire. But as far as the TYM MKU split goes, besides the whole numbers, the leaders on both sides, button heads and everything, there's a larger ripple effect that trickles down to the little guys like me. I'm trying to get myself out there just so I could promote the community, so I could do for these guys. Like I'm doing I know it's online and a lot of the people say, oh, it's fucking online, it's worthless. I could talk about the whole how I feel about online ties into MK, and even though the netcode and the playability kind of sucks online, that it's still a crucial part to the game. But I'm running I just started this week online Ranbats, where I'm running 2 tournaments online a week, and it's basically going to give a point system to first, second, and third. And at the end of the 10 weeks, I'm paying venue and registration fee for the winner to go to a major of their choice. And if they don't travel, they could pick someone else. So, I mean, at the same time, it promotes some of these guys to get online. Maybe they want to try and catch a free free registration to a tournament, but at the same time, it's also promoting offline, because a lot of these online only guys are going to play in this, and they're like, well, shit, now that I got a free pass to a tournament, I'll go to one now. And because of the fact that there's a divide, like I talk to people all the time, and they're like, oh, well, where do you post most of your stuff up? MKU. Oh, MKU, that's that clan website.
I mean, if you want, make sure you, before you split out tonight, make sure you get a link up here if you want on here to point people in the direction of this.
I will, definitely.
I'm not one of those that tell you can't. I don't care. MK, you can post in my freaking chat.
Like I said, I'm not trying to come on here just to promote myself. Honestly, everything I do for the community.
I don't ban. Like I said, I won't ban. I'll never hit that ban button. So anybody that ever thinks I'm going to ban them on this show, I don't care who.